Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at a Smith and Wesson revolver, and I've just acquired this revolver, and this is probably one of my favorite configurations for Smith and Wesson revolvers. But what we have here is a Smith and Wesson 686 no dash. And before we go any further, I'm going to show you that this Smith and Wesson revolver doesn't have anything in it, and we are clear to make this video. Now, I recently acquired this. Most of the stuff that I show you I've had laying around for several years, but this particular one I've been looking for a long time. It's just, this has always been my favorite configuration, and 686 is this little L-frame. L-frame is my favorite configuration for Smith & Wessons, and I've always wanted a 4-inch 686, and I don't know why. It's just never worked out, and the timing has never been right, or whatever have you, but I've never had one. But now I do. I went looking for one, and my father always told me that you always buy stuff when you don't need it. And I've pretty much stuck with that theory for my entire life, except for when it came to this thing. I decided here recently, I was like, I'm just going to go out and find one of these things, and I cannot believe the prices that these things command these days. Just out of this world, because I've been around this game a long time, and I remember when these were not that expensive, and now they command a little bit higher price, and I'd like to pay for something, but whatever, folks, I have it now, and here it is. This is a Smith and Wesson 686 no dash. I can show you the serial number here. I do not know what year it was made, but it was made somewhere after 1980. And this gun came out in 1980. This was the response, Smith and Wesson's responses to the famous Colt Python. And they they featured a full underlug, and this L frame size is like a mid frame size. Now this is one of the older ones, and it has the firing pin still on the hammer. It doesn't have the lock on it. It has the awesome walnut grips on it, and these grips are pretty much in perfect condition. That's why I bought this particular gun. Now, I bought this gun online. I've looked at several of them here locally. There's been a few of them popped up here locally for sale, and these people want astronomical prices for it. So I decided to go the online route and buy this on Gunbroker. And it took me probably a couple months to actually get one at a reasonable, what I call a reasonable price in today's times. It's probably not a reasonable price for what I wanted to pay for it, but nobody gets stuff for what they actually want to pay for it. But I got a pretty reasonable deal on this thing, and it had a couple scratches on it and everything, and I had to correct them. But overall, this thing's in pretty good shape. So this thing features fully adjustable rear sights for windage and elevation. It has a red ramp on the front of it. It has walnut stocks. This is a square butt target stocks on it. It's a 6-shot 357 Magnum. So I'll show you some of the close-ups. It just has the Smith & Wesson insignia right here on the side. On the barrel here, it just says Smith & Wesson. On the other side, it just says the Made in the USA and where Smith & Wesson is. And on this side, it says Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. But this gun was pretty dirty when I got it, hence why I got it a little bit cheaper than most people are getting these days. And I probably spent 2 hours just trying to clean it up. I think this guy must have shot this thing before he put it in the box and shipped it out to me. But anyway, I've got it now, and I'm happy to own it. I have a 6-inch one that's the exact same gun as this one. It's a 686 no dash, and I'll do a video and I'll show them side by side. But this is a bone stock 686 6-shot no dash 357 Magnum. The action works pretty smooth in it. It's just real smooth. The single action, of course, you barely touch the trigger and it goes off. Double action is smooth all the way through. And we're going to do some correction on that also, folks. I'm going to do a couple videos with this thing, and then I'm going to send it off to the gunsmith and have his magic action work done. On the back of these things, it's serrated on the back strap, so it gives you a little bit more grip on it. and just a wonderful gun. This is absolutely my favorite Smith and Wesson configuration that they make, and these vintage Smith and Wesson revolvers. I have the 4-inch 586 also. So all these L frames, I have both the blue ones and the stainless ones in 4-inch and 6-inch. Now this is the only one I did not have that I wanted. I don't have the snub nose ones, and I don't have the very long ones. I just wanted a 4-inch and a 6-inch in each one of them, and this was the final piece to make that happen. But anyway, folks, I just want to show this Smith and Wesson No Dash 686 and see what y'all thought about it. I know it's a pretty common gun amongst most gun enthusiasts. A lot of people have these things and all that, but I did not have one, and I do now. So let me know what you think about this Smith & Wesson 686 No Dash 4-inch 357 Magnum. And if you have any questions on this gun, feel free to reach out. I have videos on the 6-inch ones and all about them and comparing them to Colts and all that. Be happy to answer any questions that you have, and thank you very much for watching my video today, and you folks have a great day.